Okay, we return. On the brink of war. Actually, we're at war now. On the brink of combat. The first combat that we'll be experiencing here. And I'll talk to you guys all about it. It's pretty cool the way it works. And I have to say, between the two episodes, I did verify. And some of the starter text that was supposed to pop up like 4 or 5 episodes ago didn't. So I've just gone and got them, okay? They would have taken us, a matter of days. Let's just run through what they were, okay? Everything was on physics, was fine and all worked. The Sentinel Point Defense was the last starter tech we needed. But for society, there were 3. You had the Stronghold. There may come a time where intellects, vast and cool and unsympathetic, regard our worlds with envy and draw plans against us. We must be ready. So we've got the Stronghold now. A planetary stronghold housing a substantial garrison force to protect the world from invasion and rebellion. So we can construct this on Earth, basically. Let's go over to Earth. We could replace an alloy foundry if we wanted, okay? And by the way, when you do building replacement, the building that's being replaced will work right up until the last second, and then it will get replaced. But it's down here. See the Stronghold? And what that does is that gives us houses and soldier jobs. Only one soldier job. More militarist empires might get more jobs and stuff like that. But the idea here is that the soldiers are giving us armies. Okay? And so we currently only have 2 defense armies. Well, we could have a lot more. That's one thing, and I'm not actually going to build that. I'm going to recruit my own armies as we go forwards, which feels like a little bit better, honestly. There's also the commercial zones we've unlocked. So these commercial zones are home to towering office buildings and business complexes. New planetary markets comes new opportunities for commerce. Businesses will be booming. So this is interplanetary commerce. These buildings give us clerks. So usually you only get clerks from cities, but if you build a commercial zone, that's a building. It's not a district, it's a building, and it will just give you a ton of clerks. There's no houses there, but there are a ton of jobs that you can get, right? So if you've got a big population, and they've all got plenty of houses, but nowhere to work, you could put a commercial zone up, and then they'd all start working as clerks, or if they can. And then finally, you got hollow theaters. This gives you entertainers. Now, entertainers are actually really quite good. Let's see what it says here. Pioneering use of holographic technology allows for the creation of artificial environments that seem as authentic as the real world. It's the next step of immersive entertainment. So, what this does is, it says the latest in holographic entertainment, entire worlds built out of photons and energy fields. You get entertainers from this. People will move around your populations. And entertainers turn your consumer goods. Remember, we've not done much with consumer goods, but what they will do is they turn your consumer goods into unity and amenities, and quite a lot. You get a good amount of each, all right? So this is really not bad. I actually quite like the hollow theaters. I think the devs in a stream once kind of commented that this was like the, if you want to have video game developers on your planets, then I think it's through like hollow entertainment. I think the idea is it's all kind of VR oriented. And then finally we got engineering. The 2 starter techs that we didn't have yet was the flak battery, the other type of, shrapnel weapons. Just straight up guns, particularly lethal to enemy strike craft, but can also defend against missiles. And then finally assault armies, interplanetary expeditionary forces. The invasion of another world is a staggering enterprise. There are an immense logistical challenges that must be overcome before we can muster our first interplanetary armies. So check it out. Assault armies come with their own transports and can invade other planets. So we've got a new type of ship now and army, and there's a cool picture for this as well. So the invasion of another world, that's what we're going to do. We're going to defend ourselves if they attack us, and then we're going to take the fight to them. So now when we come to our armies and we click recruit, we have an option now that we have this technology. Assault armies. Assault armies come with their own transports, conveyed to other planets. They cost minerals. Now, I personally did make a mod, and I was going to run with you guys. There's all these little tweaks, right? That meant recruiting armies cost food. That makes way more sense to me. But when I made the mod, I realized that there's all these other kinds of empires. Like if you play machines like robots, or if you play as like those lithoids I talked about before, people that don't use food in conventional ways, then they had to start growing food just to get armies of creatures that never ate food. And I needed to learn like a lot of like weird stuff to make it work. So in the end, I went back on it. The main way that the game is played is this. It's minerals for armies. This just doesn't make any sense to me. Usually the population stuff takes food. So I think that you should make it be food, to be honest. But anyway, I'd have to make some more sophisticated code for that. So I'm going to build quite a few assault armies here. So I want to be clear that the army part of the game is not that well made at the moment. When the game first came out, this army screen looked totally different. There was like ground-based combat, and there was like orbital combat, and there was like, you know, high skies combat, and they would interact in interesting ways. You could see fleets actually landing, and about 2 years ago, they just kind of killed that whole part of the game. A lot of people want an espionage update for Stellaris. I really want a ground combat army change because I love the collateral damage thing, I love the morale thing, I love the health thing, but mostly this game is won in space with your navies, and all this stuff is an afterthought. And I think that's a real shame because this is a very, very cool part of the game. The generals, I love it all. But the other thing that I don't really like, you know, the experience side of it isn't really implemented that well. The other thing that I really don't like, though, is that there are so many armies you recruit. Like, this is an army, guys. It's like we have 2 on the whole planet out of all these billions of people that live here. And now I've just, in a tiny little bit of material, recruited all of these. What about the idea of individual generals fighting off against others and all the flavor and, like, you know, cool stories that would come from that? So it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Anyway, what you will see is in 90 days, once this army has been built, we'll have time to move forward here. Oh my god, another new content? Oh my god. Oh dear. Okay. What you'll see is these guys, as assault armies, they're ready to invade somewhere else, and they will go into a new form of ship, which will be orbiting Earth. So where you recruit the armies from is important because different species have different strengths in ground combat. Some of them are really good in defense, some of them are really good on offense, some of them do all kinds of different things. So when you imagine you have a big cosmopolitan empire filled with loads of different alien species, you want to recruit armies on worlds with the right type of alien on it, but they're also going to have to travel. You know, this is going to be at Sol, and they've got to get all the way up to Huf. That's going to take them, you know, many months. And maybe it would have been better instead, therefore, for me to have recruited from New Earth, right? Nova Earth, maybe. All right, we just got another new content. These people are just communicating. We're not in first contact with anyone. Most of what I've done is because of first contact, and we're just learning about everyone through discussions with these guys. So we've received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire that called themselves the Choyan Chiefdom. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening on the communications of an empire we are in contact with. Interesting. So, the Choya. They bring greetings. What do we have here? They are fanatically authoritarian and they are militarist. Okay, we are delighted to meet you, but basically being authoritarian means that these guys are all about stratified societies and slaving and, you know, basically being like the opposite of us. We're fanatically egalitarian. These guys will not like us whatsoever. Luckily, they're very far away. I'm not going to worry about them too much. They're very poor communicators, by the way. They're from the home world of the Mesa, which is an arid world, as we can see. And they've got all their different stuff going on. If we open communications with them, they say, ramble, ramble, mamble, nash, nash, jamma, 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 mamble. This is actually dialogue that if you speak to Choya in Guild Wars, you'll see they talk like, they got this icon, kind of represents a cactus. And, well, yeah, they don't like us because they consider me an egalitarian rabble. They sort of like us. We're not too far away. They're 37. They are equivalent in military strength, but they're actually much stupider than us. And their economy has been tanked somehow. I'm guessing... No, I don't know. I thought they were getting attacked by the brand. They've skipped this system for some reason. But we'll see. Okay, so that is a story for another day. Now, let's talk more about our war. On the bottom right, you can now see that there is this human absorption war down here. And when we click it, we can get detail. Oh my god, did they open their borders? Okay, cool, thank you. You will see this has essentially given us details of how the war is going. So while we are actively at war, you should probably imagine it like, even though what I'm controlling are the big military fleets and what they're controlling the big military fleets, you can imagine animosity and small conflicts may be happening amongst the civilians in any of the neighboring systems, okay? And fights are happening. Just so basically, as time goes by, we are becoming exhausted by this war. I am 4% exhausted relative to them. They are 3% relative to me. Once I hit 100% exhaustion, I get big penalties, and long enough when I'm completely exhausted by the war, I will be forced to surrender, basically. Same in the other direction. So you've got your options. If you want to make a peace offer to them and settle things as status quo, if you want to just straight up surrender to them, if you want to try and achieve your own war goals, and my goal is to, you know, end the threat. Right now, we can't just settle at status quo. They would never accept that offer because we've only just started going to war. Over here, if I want to achieve my goals of ending their threat, i.e. killing them, they're definitely not going to accept that. I'll have to fight for that, properly fight for that. I can't do that through diplomacy. That's at minus 1,000. However, I could offer to surrender if I like. If I click this button, the game's over. I will have surrendered to them and they'll just come and eat me. So we're not going to do that. I actually once, believe it or not, one of the best campaigns I ever played in Stellaris, I accidentally ended because it was right when they updated how war works, and I clicked the surrender button without knowing what it was doing. I thought it meant that they would surrender, and I just gave up my entire empire in one click. It was very, very bad. Anyway, so yeah, and you can see why we're exhausted and why we're not. So we're getting exhausted by attrition right now, okay? It's just passively going up during the war. There's been no space battles, there's been no ground battles, and there's been no destruction of property, okay? So that's how war works, and we're just waiting for the first fleets to come in now. I don't have any sensors or anything, so I don't know what they're doing. We're just getting our military fleets in position. These guys are coming. We do have a lot of strength here. And the starbase is building up. Now, we have all that surveying and science going off in that new area of the galaxy, so we don't have to worry too much. Wow, the archaeology is going fast here now. So the inventory. There's an order to the rats' chaos. In a somewhat official-looking building towards the center of town, there is a digital inventory of nearly every single item, complete with their origins, gross misinterpretations of their intended uses, as well as some highly unhelpful notes on where to find them. The Rubricator, described as a thingamajig maker with magical powers, has its place to the right of the Empress's lilac ribbon, under her snout swabs, on the four-legged box with the funny face. Whatever that is. Okay, so we found out that. And again, we get more minor artifacts. I'll talk about those later. And we're on to chapter 3. Okay, so our fleets are here. Should we send them in? The construction ship moves on. That's good. So we'll capture the Delta Pavonis soon. I'm really scared to do this and leave the safety of my starbase. But what have we got? We've got almost about 1,000 fleet strength. What have they got? It says they are superior. Their fleets are superior to mine. That is what it says. So I think I need to be patient and I need to wait and I need to see what they'll do. I could split one corvette off and scout out there. Should we try that? Should we have one heroic corvette go do its job? So let's build one corvette here. Move the two fleets that are currently there off to the side a little bit. And then when the corvette comes out, we can... actually, no, we've already got one. Here we go. All right. Let's go. Let's go to Hugh. Let's see what we've got. We'll speed this up a bit. We're also leaving the protection of the pulsar if need be. Oh, it's actually 2 corvettes. That's fine. You guys will be okay, I'm sure. I'm sure you will be. So it is unlikely I'll be able to destroy all of the branded in one swoop here. But we'll see. Okay. So they can now see what's going on. So what do we got? We have an enemy starbase. Oh, God. No, that's not a starbase. That's their fleet. Okay, so they have a fleet of 447 strength. They have no admiral on it. But if I click this, you'll see I can actually learn about it. So this is a crystal-class corvette. They look like crystals. They've called them crystals. And we can see their technologies. We can see that they have tier 2 fusion reactors. We can see most of the rest of it standard. They have mass drivers, which do extra shield damage, and lasers, which do extra armor damage. They do have deflectors on them. So they have some shield strength, I believe. Yeah. Here you can see that they have hull, armor, and shields. 100 shields. All these shields will be worth nothing. They get 50 shield points from each of these. These deflectors can't work in our nearby system. They don't have any experience, so they're not that good. They're only corvettes. There's no bigger ships here. They're just corvettes. And then this other type of fleet here, these are transport fleets, you'll see. And these are slightly different. These are swarm class. And what you'll find is that these are what's going to try and invade our world. So they are moving. Here's their starbase. Looks very, very alien, doesn't it? See, when we were in First Contact, we would never have known what to do with this starbase. You could have fought it, but you can't like occupy it. What you can do with this is if we can get our navies to blow it up or to dismantle it, we can occupy it. And as soon as we occupy this starbase, we will gain control of all the mining stations and stuff in the area if we choose not to destroy them ourselves. I probably will choose to destroy them. So there you go. We've scouted out. Let's see if we can get back. Let's see what they're doing. Are they coming for us? Or are they just waiting there? Or maybe we won't go back. Maybe we won't go back. They're coming. They are coming. They're on the way. So get back out through the hyperlane, guys. Can they do it? Are they going to get there in time? I think they're going to get attacked. Go, 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 go. Oh, God, the odd factory. I don't want to deal with the odd factory right now. The crew we assigned to work the odd factory on Nova Earth has disappeared. We could use a new workforce to take their place, or we could raise the facility to the ground, making sure that this will not happen again. Wow, a pop has gone missing on Nova Earth. So do we get rid of the factory, or do we keep getting alloys? Look, I need alloys right now. It still suits our needs. Go on, guys. You can get out. It's going to take them 30 days. They're
engaging hostile forces.
Okay, so these guys are pretty much dead. I can tell you that because they only have 100 strength. Meanwhile, our opponents have much more. They have 400. So here's the thing. This will fully simulate the fight. These projectiles are actually being fired by the what did we see with the crystal class stuff? By the mass drivers here. They also have a couple of lasers. They have the red lasers. Meanwhile, you will see our lasers, our blue lasers, and a couple of small mass drivers. See, why do we have a mass driver on here? It's because we don't have the power, probably. So we'd probably want to put a reactor booster on there or something. Anyway, we are probably dead. But as you can see here, we will actually fire and we will do our thing. Now, I'll put this at slowest so you guys can actually see as it happens. This is a pretty small skirmish here, and we pretty much know how it's going to go. But this is kind of like the slowest way to see it, a little bit slow-mo. The transport fleets back here with the armies in them, they will just be evasive. They don't really fight too much. And you can see that the health of our guys is going down. That's the green bar at the bottom. On the bottom left, you can see these spheres. This represents each ship. Each sphere is a ship. And what you can see is that there's a red ring. What was once a green ring is becoming a red ring. That's showing our health. And if there was a ring around it, that would show the shield strength or whatever. So here you can see there's all these big blue rings. They look really meaty. Basically, their stuff is surviving because they've got way more protection. And we only have 2 vessels fighting them. So our Buzzard class ships are going to die to their Crystal class ones without a doubt. So, we did manage to disengage though. So one of us got blown up. The other one managed to get out. Where's the blown up ship? Here it is. This is our Corvette here. Destroyed. And we no longer have any visibility. The question is, does Kralkatorrik send his fleets at us? Now the thing is, that was only 400 strength. So, I'm feeling like I can win. So I'm going to go. We're on slowest. I'm going to go straight into that system now.
Research
concluded. Now, losing that conflict has given us a little bit more exhaustion than them. Only a little bit, but a little bit. So we do have to be careful. You don't really want to do that. Okay, we got the energy siphons. That's hilarious. Right as I send my fleet away, we could upgrade them with the energy siphons. I guess we'll use those in the next conflict, or we'll just make sure that our new corvettes are getting them. Meanwhile, let's pick up some gene clinics. The colonization of alien worlds has opened up an entirely new field of biomedical research. We kind of learned a little bit about that before. But basically that will increase our pop speed. So this is our fleet. This is our 18 ships. This is pretty much everything we've got. Oh, look, our Corvette arrived. Dude, come join us. Come join us. There he is. He just came out of the hyperlane. Nice. It's all right, dude. Okay, so off we go. Now, here's the thing. We don't want to fight under their starbase, which has a 1.3k strength. If we do that, we're screwed. They probably won't attack us if we're not exposed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly around the edge of the system. Right, and what we'll do is we will just start attacking the planet straight away. We cannot invade the planet until we take out the starbase. We can't do that. Oh, here you go. They're moving. They're moving. They're moving. They're trying to sneak past us. All right, they're coming at us. They're coming at us. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we'll just watch and wait. We were trying to attack there for a second, but just because I don't want to go near that starbase. All right, we're going in. So this time, you'll see I've got a ton of ships here on the left. They've got a ton on the right. You can see the general damage that I'm doing. I've done 600 damage. 256 was to armor. 495 was to their shields. Because the shields are the first line of defense. We break through the shields, then we get to the armor, then we get to the hulls. Meanwhile, they've done no damage to our hulls yet. A bit of damage to our armor, a bit of damage to shields, as you can see. So, yeah, we should be okay. You can see that I've still got 800 strength. They're at 200. Their ships are going to start having to disengage and blow up. Our individual fleets, we should probably merge together, to be honest with you. Okay, we got a problem with this colony, a serious problem. What is this? Unemployment? Oh, were these the people that were working? No, they disappeared, the people in the factory. What do I want to do with this place? I don't know what I want to do here because it is just a city planet, pretty much. Let's just put them in a city, I guess. Oh, I don't have the money, though. I don't have the resources to build. I really don't. I guess we sell food. Again. And then we buy minerals. And we use the minerals to construct a city. And that'll give some people places to work as clerks. But we will need more jobs for them as time goes by. Okay, so moving back over to here. Let's merge some of these as soon as the fighting's over. I think we should be okay. There you go. We're destroying their transport fleets. They're jumping out. Now, the guys that managed to escape and disengage. Ooh, what is that? Okay, we're going to try and attack their other systems, which I don't like. Okay, so, yeah, let's merge together. Now, by default, what my fleets are going to try and do is attack the starbase and all these other orbital stations and deny Kraukatorik's stuff. I'd like to do that as well, but I can't do that near this massive facility with 1.5k strength. That's just not going to work. And I can't invade without taking the facility out either, so there's not much point in bombarding the surface of Prophet's Fall or the Dragonrot domains. We have to find a way to crack through these guys before we do all of that. In the meantime, there are a couple of, like, just idle transport fleets over here, which we can take out. This starbase has got a building. Where is this starbase? Sorry, what? Oh, this was this extra base I built. Yeah, I remember now. Just in case. Well, I guess we'll leave it as a just in case. Let's put 2 gun batteries on there, and let's put a disruption field generator. Just everything we can to, like, if they manage to get this system, I want to be ready for them. Now, this construction ship is ready to build a starbase here. This construction ship can move over here to acquire resources, since we're getting those built. Okay, and we can come straight back here. Speed this up as well now, just a little bit.
System survey concluded.
Excellent. Okay, so now we can destroy some of their research bases. It will take us a while to get through this, you know, so that they can defend it in a first contact scenario. But once we take this space station out, I will probably... I mean, we have to be careful. They might come and attack us. That won't have been their entire fleet, by the way. There's no way that that's their entire fleet. Okay. So with that destroyed, we could just bombard the Prophet's Fall. I'll show you guys what that looks like.
Construction completed.
So, have they left? Have they decided that they want to... I'm gonna stop them being aggressive, and I'm gonna make them do what I want them to do here. So if we bombard, you get this modifier on the planet. Cannot bombard a planet that's protected by the local starbase. Oh, we can't even bombard. Damn. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize you couldn't even bombard while the starbase is up. That's interesting. We could move over to the Sensali. I wonder what they would do. Now, there's another fleet coming. Corvette branded crystals. I'm not sure that really matters. As long as I don't get baited to the wrong place. I could give all my stuff repairs. You can see that some of their health is getting a bit low, some of their hull points. Completed. So there's not really much we can do at the planet just yet. Let's just get back over to where our hyperlane was, as far away from the edge of the system as possible.
Construction completed.
And then what we'll do is...
a new world has
I think it would be crazy for them to attack us. You never know, though. You never know what they'll do. This is good. Even winning minor conflicts like this is good. Even if I don't get their planet, look, they're trying to leave. They're going out the other hyperlane. Wait. That's... Yeah, that's not to where we are. Yeah, let's go back and repair them, I guess. I'll upgrade and repair. We'll put the energy siphons on. We want a minor conflict, so that's fine. Okay, now, what did we do there? What did I hear that we got a notification about? And the box isn't there? Was it that we'd colonized this place, Broken Gods? We have 2 colonists. I guess I'll just leave these guys. This is so ominous being near this place. Okay, that construction ship is built now, so we can have him go.
Research concluded.
We've built this here, so we can go both the mining stations and the research stations. You can be ready to move all the way over here. You can be ready to move all the way over here. Looks like there's some kind of archaeology that we can do in that system. What did we just research? We just got more engineering research from researchers. That's good. New type of ship. Good. All right, let's get this. Fleet command limit goes up by 10, and we learn destroyers. As larger 2-section design, the destroyer offers a broad array of strategic armament options. Let's do that. I'll show you guys actual ship construction and customization.
System survey concluded.
Okay, so we can build that. Looks like everyone's doing pretty good. More research. The hyperdrives are in now as well. Now, disruptors are pretty interesting. I think I'll start, though, with the improved reactor booster, though. The delivery of fusion power allows for better reactor boosters to be fitted on the ship, so even more power for our ships. If we customize it. I might do my own ship customization in just a moment, to be honest with you. So, right, these guys... Oh, whoa. You have to repair at Bernard Star? I'm not happy with that. Is that because that's not your... Because I didn't set this as your home base. So, fleets can be set to have a home base. And when they repair... There you go. All right, when they repair and when they upgrade and all that kind of stuff, they should go to their home base rather than anything else. So, we have a single Corvette here. These guys are still going to the wrong place. I want this to be your home base, please. You going to come here now? No, it still just says they're going to Bernard Star. Is that because there's no shipyard here? There is a shipyard. I'm not sure. We're building our final construction ship as well now.
Construction completed.
You can see who's in dock here as well, by the way, as you can see here. Okay, good. Now we're getting Corvettes coming out. We're building our army up, which is good. Our navy up. This Corvette can come wait. This construction ship can come wait here. This construction ship can come wait here. This construction ship can come wait over here, and you will all build in your own individual little things. Now let's deal with the armies. So this is our transport fleet. We just saw the brand had one of these. A new faction. They're filled with our armies. We can take our general that's defending Earth and instead put him on this fleet instead. I can reassign him. And now they get this. So we can land armies. We can land these in the defense of a world, but assault armies are not as strong as proper defense armies, okay? So if I use assault armies to defend, they're not going to be as good. So you want to consider that. Their fleet stance is passive. They really won't do much. If you have a look at their design, they can't have any armaments on them. They got hyperdrive 2s. They got lots of cool stuff, but they're mostly just defensive. And they're just going to try and survive until they can get to a planet. Then they will wreak havoc. So we will send these guys all the way over to where the battlefront is. We'll have them orbit the curators for now. It'd be kind of cool if you could land them on the curators. But you can't. I actually like the idea of Stellaris as well. That you use the armies to occupy the star bases. But you don't need to invade star bases. You only need to invade planets. Again, it's one of those things that I think that they could have done a little bit better. So we have a new faction. Let's have a quick look at this. It's probably because we're at war and they're scared. The Human Purity Movement. There are only 2 populations in our whole empire. They give us barely any influence, so we don't really need to listen to them, basically, is the answer here. They want a human president. They believe that we're strong while we're alone. And they'll be displeased if we join any kind of federation. They want us to perform invasive xeno studies, which we're not doing. They don't want any immigration from outsiders, which we're not doing, but only because we're kind of on our own. We can do that with the Jotun soon. We can get some Jotun in our empire. That's what I'd like to do. They want us to assert our dominance over others, and they want giant massacre. putting any of the Gargantuan Leviathan Xenos out of their misery will please them. So if we manage to kill any of those great big monsters, they'll be happy as well. I don't really care about these guys, and I don't really respect Scientist and Iopiliat at all. So if we don't like them, what we can do is we can manage the faction. We can spend some of our influence on promoting their ideals, embracing their ideals into our empire, and thus making ourselves follow their ethics, which is xenophobia, all right? Or we can suppress them, which is pretty costly and won't make them happy whatsoever, and will be a drain on our influence. I am going to suppress them for now. I actually think, right now as I record this episode, that feature is slightly broken, but they're fixing it in the update next week, believe it or not, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I'll do it anyway, because I'll probably still be playing in a week, and it would be nice if it starts working there immediately. I might start a new campaign in a week, I don't know, we'll see. This one's only going to go for 300 years. I say that, and we've only gone, out of all these videos, we've only done 23 years. Do you know, I was expecting to do like 20 years apart. I'm feeling like eventually everything we're talking about will taper off, and we'll go a bit quicker, but we'll see. The excavation team has discovered the source of the foul stench, and it is ill boding. Closer to the center of the city are enormous piles of dried fecal matter and protective equipment necessary to proceed further. The archaeologists could not identify the alien DNA in the fecal matter, but the piles certainly contain partially digested hoarders. Whatever consumed these aliens swallowed them whole. Even more disconcerting is the discovery of a fresh pile. Wow, so something's there and it's been eating them. We arrived for the rubricator and we found something else. The breakthrough chance on the next bit is going to take a long time, I feel. Okay, now, I was in the middle of something else a second ago, wasn't I? The transport fleet's on its way. We're building new corvettes still. Look how strong this one corvette is. Oh, no,
construction completed.
They're going to upgrade in a second. These guys are still coming out. How strong is each individual corvette we do
applied.
Now? There he is. We can't quite see how strong each individual one is. So let's see what the automatic upgrader has done. It has given us blue lasers. Do you guys want to design our own ship? Do you want to do that? Let's do that. So we go to the ship designer. Okay? And right now we only have 2 types of military vessel. We're researching the destroyer. Or a destroyer, right? Not cruiser, destroyer. Which will be a new version for us later. But for now, we've just got defense platforms, which we can customize however we like. And we have corvettes. So let's make a new type of corvette. First thing you want to do is choose a section for it, okay? So you can have it be a missile boat, an interceptor, or a picket ship. Each one has different slots for different things. As you can see, a missile boat has a small weapon slot and a G weapon slot. Does that mean giant? I'm not sure what G means. And they get 3 utilities and 1 A type utility, right? But down here, if it's a picket ship, it gets a P slot, S slots, and A slots. So it's different, right? The ones that we currently have are interceptors. So they get 3 small slots, an A slot here, which that you could put a reactor booster in on afterburners or whatever. So we already have interceptors. Let's instead now make, I don't know, a picket ship. They all cost 30 alloys each. So 3 small slots. We're now only going to have 2 small slots, but we'll unlock a P one. Now the thing is, what technologies do we have for P slots? Let's see. Okay. So, a P slot, can we mouse over it? Will it tell me what the P stands for? I'm not actually sure. But a P slot, okay, can have, I think P stands for point defense, actually. We can put sentinel point defense in this. Do you remember when we researched this? And what it says here is that this is hull-mounted countermeasures against missiles and strike craft are often essential for larger and slower military vessels. So basically, if we put this on here, when things fire missiles at us, then our point defense can shoot the missiles down because missiles move very slowly. Or we can put a flak battery on, which fire shrapnel rounds at close range, and they're lethal to enemy strike craft, but can also defend against missiles as well. So we could do this if we wanted. I don't really think the brand are doing much of that, so maybe we don't do a picket ship. Let's see what a missile boat looks like and see what we can put in the G slot. Well, we can put nukes in here. This is pretty cool. Space-to-space missiles equipped with high-yield nuclear warheads. Although based on old pre-space technology, these crude fire-and-forget weapons can be surprisingly effective at range. So let's put some nukes on some corvettes, shall we, right? And, and now that we can do the nuke, we unfortunately can't really put many of these other things on. So instead of blue lasers, let's maybe put an energy siphon on, right? As you can see. So this does massive shield damage, the energy siphons. Massive shield damage. And we'll see what they look like as they're getting fired. And as you can see, by the way, when we slot these things, they do actually have different appearance. It will change the model of the ship itself, okay? So down here, we've got an A slot. Everything's going to cost power, okay, to utilize. So in the A slot, we can maybe put an afterburner. Down here, we can put maybe some deflectors, some shields. And you'll see that we've now ran out of power. We can't power all of this stuff. You can't have 3 shields. So instead of getting that, I'll put some armor on instead. And we still have the power to do that. So 2 shields, 1 armor, the afterburners instead of a reactor booster. So basically, if we really wanted a ton of high-tech, heavy stuff on it, we couldn't move so fast because we wouldn't be able to have the afterburner on there. It's got the hyperdrive 2 on there. It's got chemical thrusters, not a higher tier. It's got a basic combat computer, so it will just swarm around. It's got a basic radar system, and there you go. So this will be a new type of ship that will nuke things, and it will use. Oh, sorry, where's our? Oh, the energy siphon up there. There you go. So this ship will now use the energy siphon plus nukes, and we can name it. Why can't I name it? Auto design. Yeah, I don't want you to auto design. So we're gonna unclick that, and we're gonna name this the Tianki class. All right, we'll just do that. It can't be saved while one of our fleets is upgrading, apparently, as well. So hold on 1 second. We'll just finish upgrading because while it's upgrading, it's trying to upgrade to a certain class of ship. And if I suddenly change what class of ships we have around, it won't really know what to do. All right. So they're still upgrading here. Upgrading. I think we have to look at the spaceport to see how the upgrade process is going. I see. They're trying to upgrade, but the spaceport is still building new corvettes right now. Which is a shame, because I would have liked these to be our new class of corvette, but whatever. All right, this construction ship is just in waiting. He can't actually build anything, because it's just a strategic resource there and trade value. We would get the trade value by having star bases out there, so whatever. All right, we will move this guy over here instead. All right, the ship upgrades are complete. Okay, so now I will just real quick. I don't know, the design's still here. Good, good, good. I thought I'd have to remake it. All right, the Tianki class. So we now have the Buzzard class and the Tianki class. And what I can do now is if we go back to Azalea and we have a look at our shipyard, when I choose to build corvettes, you'll see there's the Buzzards or the Tiankis. You see the Tianki is actually slightly cheaper. But you see it does different damage. The Buzzard does 9 damage and has 161 speed. This guy has more speed, but 8 damage, slightly less. But it will go through different things. So let's watch some of our Tianki class come out. Let's mix some of those in.
Research concluded.
And what you'll see is some of these new technologies will be getting fired in the next space battle. Okay, we got the gene clinic. That's good. We can build those on some of our new worlds. They will increase our pop speed. More fleet stuff. Let's just... Man, terraforming is becoming available. Holy crap. I kind of like that idea. We do not want for planets for now, though. Okay, crime and amenities with artificial moral codes. It is circumstance that dictates what is moral. Define the circumstances, and ethics is like clay in your hands. Okay, so we'll do that. Now, what happened at the odd factory over here? A second group of individuals has gone missing after working at the odd factory. Fortunately, one of the workers was able to leave a recording behind, revealing that there are traps capturing unsuspecting workers. The traps have been disabled, and we should be able to use the factory without further issues. However, the populace are none too happy about the potential death trap, no matter what we say. The people will get used to it, so they will not be happy there for the next 243 months. Or we can just invest in securing the location. Safety checked alien factory modifier added. Same period of time, the planet build speed will go down and the edict cost for the planet will go up. Now, when it says edict cost, I'm pretty sure it's talking about planetary decisions there. It used to be that you could conduct planet-wide edicts, and then they renamed it to planetary decisions, and I think they never went back and renamed this event, so... But that's fine. We'll do that. We'll give you your safety checks. That's fine. Now, this colony over here, the Brand's Resistance, they are not happy because they have unemployment. So let's put them to work. Sorry, what about the clerks? Fine, we'll get some money out of you. Go work in a generator district. That's fine. Now, Broken Gods. There are clearable blockers here. What we could do is we could deal with some of the terrain. The crumbling mines, the flooded reactor pits, the shattered solar array. We could do this stuff. It's all very expensive, though, and I have a war to run, so I'm not going to do that. That's what that notification is telling me. Now, these guys are saying they want to be upgraded again, but I think that's just going to turn them into Tianki class, which I don't necessarily want. I want the default design. Let's go back over to it. To still be the Tianki. I'm not sure. Maybe it still is. I thought there was a default design button there. We'll see later. But the new guys, the new Tianki class, are going to come out nonetheless. Everyone else is working. The transport fleet is here. Now, what I'm going to do with the transport fleet is I'm going to tell them to follow our navy. So they're going to follow this here. No matter where I send the navy, these guys will come to. Next, these guys that came all the way back to Bernard's Star and was rather irritating, I'm going to tell them to get ready to go back to Brand Space at Hearth, which is here. So we'll do that. This fleet will keep building up with the Starbase, which is constructing our new Tianki class, and they're going to merge in. If you watch here, the Tianki class ship is going to come out, and they're going to fly to join this fleet. And so you see we've got some buzzards here, and we have some Tiankis coming out as well. Here's the ship design. And you might even be able to see them. Yeah, you can see them. The buzzards have the 3 things on top. The Tianki class are these new ones that are coming back here with just the one big-ass cannon in the middle. Okay, so they're getting built up. That's cool. We're getting all of our fleets back into position. That's cool. All You Can Eat has got a new building. And check it out. The reassembled ship shelter is now ready to become a full-fledged planetary administration. Concluded. Which is great. There's no unemployment here. There's just not enough houses. I think we'll get more housing as soon as we upgrade this, so that should be fine. I'm going to give them more farms to live on. If they want to keep living on farms, they'll keep doing it. Okay, what is this? The monthly trade price has become too high or too low. Okay, so we were buying all these minerals, weren't we? And it's now the internal markets have become too expensive, so we're not going to do that. Pretty much out of minerals here. So we'll just clear those trades away for now. And we'll deal with more of those later. Completed. Really, I want to be trading with the Jotun. The Jotun haven't really spoken to me for a while. We can build those mining stations there. Now, let's have a look, actually, over at the Jotun for real quick. Sorry, those are the Sinsali. Greetings, human. So, look, they have 15 opinion for us. They're inferior. Someone's attacking them. And they're neutral. Maybe they're not doing very well. Why is the trust going down when I have a trade deal with you? Oh, did our trade deal run out? Here, have it for 30 years. Please, please. I want to build something here with you. All right, thank you. Okay. Let's see. So these guys are waiting in a position. Who is the first fleet? You are at the wrong station. I would like you to join the 3rd fleet, if that's okay, please. And we'll merge you together. And then we'll move everyone together. So these guys are almost at 800 here. Once everyone's together, what we can do is go take out that starbase. That's what we're trying to get at the moment. Then we can bombard the Branded. We can take those planets. And we can move on, really.
Construction
now, these guys are unemployed. We can't put them in generated districts. They're all blocked off. There's no such thing as farming on a relic world. The entire thing was converted into a city and then left abandoned. So there's no agriculture there whatsoever. But we can mine. So let's start mining. Now, what did I just hear there? No, that was okay. Our civilian vessels are still doing okay.
Knowledge is the key.
We get a new tech, improved reactor boosters. We won't worry about that. Now here we go. Here's something cool. We just got a rare technology. So every time you draw from the deck, you can get rare technologies. They're legendary. Well, I think of them as legendary because they appear in purple here, right? But basically, you generally want to get these because the chance of them reappearing is very low. And what does this do? Well, this is a curator archaeology lab, a shipboard lab with advanced archaeological equipment, including a vast database supplied by the curator order where new discoveries can be easily cross-referenced. So what they mean here is we can put this on a science ship. Not all of our science ships, just one, just like with the ship customizer a second ago. But the scientist that's working there will be really good at archaeology, which is exactly what we might like to do, because there are some archaeological sites around now. We're working on one. We'd have to go home to upgrade this ship, or maybe we could build a new ship and then send it out and then swap the scientist over to it once it gets in orbit. You could do that as well. And what this will do is help us actually get through this stuff. So I like that idea. And it's a rare technology, so I think I'll go for it. Now, the reason this has appeared is because we have this connection with these curators who have been talking to us and starting to communicate with us. Speaking of which, let's see what their opinion of us is at the moment. The mushroom dudes. So they're at plus 40. That's pretty good. At plus 50, we can get a scientist from them. And at that point, one of the first aliens will have joined our civilization. And we could also establish a mutual think tank together. But we have to wait a little bit. Cut some more deals with them, something like that. In fact, we could do... No, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. It's too much. I can't put the think tank there anyway for now, because this system is under threat. Hearth will become the front line if we are successful in what we're trying to do here. Right. Back to the shipyards. Who is done building ships. We are now 5 over our naval capacity. So we have 5 more ships than we really should. Yeah, okay. And this fleet doesn't have an admiral yet, but that's fine. Okay, I'm now going to tell the 2 fleets to match up. This fleet is going to get followed by the transport fleet. And in fact, there's a spare random corvette there who's not with them. So let's just connect them together. There you go. Now, wherever they go, the transports go. Wherever these guys go, so these guys are led by Andrew. These guys are led by Jaroslav. Together, if we maneuver correctly, we do have the strength to get through the starbase, as long as the brand don't attack us while we're doing it. So that's going to be quite scary, but we'll see what we got. All you can eat is about to build this up. So let's return. Now, what force? What, they're up to 2,500 now. 2,100. Oh, man. That's such a huge fleet. That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna go right over my capacity here. Because, again, in this game, just because it appears in red, don't be scared. Okay, so we'll go Corvette. We'll go Buzzard to Yankee, Buzzard to Yankee, Buzzard to Yankee, Buzzard to Yankee. Until we're out of alloys. And I won't spend any money on any new ones, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a few ships. Uh-oh, what are we doing? I think my generals have decided to attack. No, do not engage that system. And you, get back, get back, get back. Oh, God, they're fighting. It's because they're oh, no, they're against the space station. I think my admiral just went for it because I left him on aggressive. This fleet was not on aggressive. We got to get in there. Oh, dear, this is bad. This is very bad. I can't disengage them for a year. Holy crap, the light show. I'm telling you, we are not getting through this. They obliterated us. Oh, you fools. All right, most of us are disengaged, but we did lose a couple of ships. We need lots of reparations. Ah, God damn it. Are you serious? Ah, he wanted to destroy the ship because he was an aggressive, and I didn't downturn it. I can't believe that station is so strong. Neither of our admirals died. That's good, but that is a real problem right there. All right, let's build up Earth with another building. Let's do the autochthon monument, I guess. Actually, no, let's do more alloy foundries. I know it's a capital, but we can reconfigure what the capital's doing later. Here you go. So we've returned with our tails between our legs. So we're going to repair at the shipyard. We lost a ton of ships. We only have 19 now. So, yeah, that was a huge waste. A huge waste. And, oh no, have I actually lost the game? I'm really exhausted in this war now. Oh no, that's bad. Wait, or are they the ones that's more exhausted? I'm not quite sure how to read the blue bars, to be honest with you. I'm 79% exhausted, I think. I think that's what it's saying, yeah, because the 79% is underneath my flag. That is bad. Oh my god, that was so stupid of me. Well, let's not make the mistake again. They're not set to aggressive anymore. I guess that's because they lost and they've decided that that was a bad idea. Let's just keep churning these out. Just keep churning these out. I'll keep going with a couple more buzzards here as well. So there's a time project now. This is debris. If we send a science ship to a battlefield after it's over, the science ship can research the destroyed ships, enemy destroyed ships, and you can actually reverse engineer their technology and take it for yourselves. So if you see that they're using stuff like how we're using that Tianki stuff, they could reverse engineer our Tianki tech. They could do that, and we would another mining district. No, that's fine. And we could empower them essentially by losing against them, which kind of sucks. So we'll have to be careful with that. Let's keep building up and watching how our construction ships are doing. We don't want any of them idle. They should be working for a long time. The transport fleet is back here, interestingly. Oh, no, that's the right system. I keep getting confused about exactly which system we're at. All right, so let's just put this over at Hoof or whatever. Let's wait for all of these guys to repair. Look how damaged these ships are. It's very bad. The shipyard's just got a hell of a... Oh, no. I think the shipyard's got it queued up. We'll see in a second. So the Curator Research Raid, the agreement we signed, giving you access to our databanks, has run its course. Would you like to extend for another 10 standard years? Or do your researchers no longer require the information we offer? No, I would like to extend it. Our research is really sped up. But it is 1,000, so it's a bit scary at wartime, but I will do it. I'd rather not tick them off or anything like that. And by breaking that deal with them,
construction completed.
I'm pretty sure that they'll like us even more. So we got another archaeological thing going on. The Empress Motel. At the very center of the city, overlooking the main square, is a grand, ostensibly decorated palace with a garish neon sign advertising the Empress Motel. Inside it are lavish chambers filled to the brim with treasure, from which the Empress and her horde of trusted advisor governed. It is also where the hoarders held their last stand, defending their Empress and her precious rubricator. With any luck, the rubricator can still be found in its usual spot by the Empress's lilac ribbon. Here we go, so we're getting close. It's almost done now, chapter 5. Meanwhile...
Construction completed.
Move to this closest starbase to repair, and you're not doing it. Maybe I think it's just because we're spamming out more corvettes.
System survey
But we'll do that. We'll get back up to 22. And by the way, if you remember, when we get this next technology, the destroyer tech, in 3 months, it will increase our fleet command limit by another 10. Which is very good. We're starting to run into a deficit of consumer goods. That's important to take note of. We'll be okay for now, though. It's only -1, and we have a good stockpile. But the bigger Empire gets, these kinds of mechanics are going to start matching. I'm going to sell another 3,000 food. And I'm going to put it all into alloys. And by all, I mean we're going to get 250, which is like nothing. There you go. So the destroyers. While larger than corvettes, destroyers' hull configurations still make for comparatively nimble gunboats. We can get a 3rd type of armor. We can learn 2 of the special resources. Fusion missiles. Let's get the plasteel armor. Now, if you have a look over at the ship designer, you'll see that it has auto-built a destroyer for us. And you'll see that there's way more we can do. There are now 2 sections. You can go gunship, a picket, or an artillery bow. And then the back as well, the stern. The picket, an interceptor, or a gunship stern. The default one it's done for us has picked these, artillery and interceptor. It's filled it out with all the best techs it can, including an energy siphon, small blue lasers, loads of armors, loads of shields. It's generally way stronger. And I'm going to start building them straight away. I'm actually going to cancel both of these, and I'm going to build some destroyers. So each destroyer is 230 alloys. That's a lot of alloys. And they also take a long time to build, but once we start filtering some destroyers into our fleets, should be pretty good. The thing is, our command limit's... we're at 24 out of 30. That's not too bad. So these guys are now being repaired, which is good. That's what this icon means. And as soon as they've been repaired, we should get some of our fleet strength back. 98%, 99, 100. As they're actually, you know, their health isn't limited so much. Okay, good.
Construction.
But we definitely do want
completed.
a lot more ships. Our numbers are a lot lower here. I might have made a bit of a mistake here. Okay, by the way, at the end of last episode, we got colonization fever. Colonization fever seems to have gripped the populace. Their enthusiasm and patriotic fervor draws additional population to new colonies. So we can go a new life as well. A new life awaits our citizens in the off-world colonies, a chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure. With the help of an aggressive marketing campaign, the less fortunate elements of our society will be flocking to our colony ships. So we get 10% more pop growth speed. Pretty good. As I said, population growth is kind of king in the game, so that's very good. Now, this construction ship is done. You can get moving over here. I won't have you build a thing just yet, because that's pretty far away. A couple of our edicts expired. I don't have the money or the I do have the influence. Let's see. Let's go for mapping the stars. And the farming subsidies will just give us more food, which means that we can keep selling it. Because we're not spending influence on much else right now, since we're at war. Alright. Let's rebuild these ships, and we'll go for another attack, and we'll try not to squander it so foolishly this time, since everybody's actually probably set to passive, sorry. Now, you don't have an admiral, so you guys can merge into you guys. So these guys are at 800. These guys are at 400. We're at like 1,300 right now. Do you guys want to see what our new vessels look like? They should be getting added in here. Maybe at any moment. No, that's just a research station over here. Yeah, we did build a destroyer. We'll watch this one come out. I'm not sure where it was, but we can see it. There's more buildings that we can build, by the way, as well. I'll probably go like alloy foundries and a lot. But here's a good one. All you can eat. What we'll do is build food processing facilities. So right now, we create 53 food. When we create this, it's going to go up even more, because every farmer is going to be 15% better at their jobs. And this gives us a farmer all on its own, without needing another agricultural district. So that's great. Looks like they're scared to come into my system, so that's good. It's probably because the Enclave's here. Even though they declared war, we bloodied their nose a little bit. So out it came. Apparently they're in here somewhere. There it is. It just flew in. It's this big ship here. It doesn't actually look that much bigger. Maybe it's not that ship. Anyway, 995. It's pretty good. I wonder how big the starbase is right now. Also, why didn't our naval capacity go up by 10? I would have thought it would have. Didn't that tech say that it was going to go up by 10? I'm not too sure. So, these guys need houses and they're unemployed. You can fix both of those with a city. So give them a city to live in.
Construction completed.
These guys have finished this. I'm going to finish off with more Buzzard-class corvettes, because I feel like I can swarm them out a little bit quicker. So we now have a fleet of 1,000 all on its own. Look at that. All on its own is 1,000. They're 400. Thing is, if we're now trying to break 2,000, I mean, the brand really built their thing up nice and quick, didn't they? The special project to examine the debris in that area is not going to go anywhere. I can tell you guys that for nothing. And the reason that it's not going to go anywhere, we'll get our transport fleet to follow these guys. The reason it's not going to go anywhere is because we're very unlikely to clear that whole place out before it's too late. I hope that 5 armies is enough to attack these colonies, by the way. Ooh. Subject integration began. The Giant's philosopher polity has started to integrate the skies above the sky. Soon, the last vestiges of the Sensali independence will be stripped away. Wow, stuff is happening. Dude, the Giants are going to be huge. Maybe I should ask to be their vassal. I wouldn't mind being a part of them. I wouldn't mind controlling them even more, though. They're going to be a real force. They're going to basically double their territory to an extent. That's wild. That's very, very, very cool. In the meantime, there's just us fighting the brand. You know, they could have declared war at any time here as well.
Research
they could have helped us out. Research concluded here. Let's see what we got. Okay, that's the archaeology lab. We will deal with that later. We got another thing from the curators as well, which will increase our survey speed. For now, what I think I'll do is I'll get improved deflectors, because that will actually help us in this combat, as we are struggling a little bit. The Elder Dragons are really challenging empires, honestly, to take out. Really challenging. I suspect that the other ones elsewhere in the galaxy have not been boxed in like the brand were here and are really wreaking havoc. We just don't know where they are right now. So, I mean, after this last Corvette, we're 6 over. But we will be at about 2,000. No, let's do it. Let's do a Tianki, a Buzzard, a Destroyer, and then another Buzzard. Let's just keep going with this. We've got the funds. Look at all this food we can start selling. Look at this. I mean, we can't sell it for much. So you guys know, the economy is actually simulating supply and demand. If I sell tons of food, the value of it goes down. Because people don't really need it much. Like, if I sell these minerals, though, they'll actually be worth a little bit. So here we've got 4,000. And if I keep buying alloys, the price of alloys is going to keep going up. Look, it's going to cost me 2,000 credits just for 250 alloys there. That's how expensive it's getting. Because we are just that pushed. We just do not have that many alloys. So the value of them is going up and up and up. Some people, some in my empire, are getting very rich right now on this war. Let me tell you that. But we'll keep doing this. I would have really loved a second shipyard, honestly. It doesn't look like they're going to attack me here. So I think I'll do it. It's just going to let us swarm out quicker because this has just been a bit too slow. So look at that. We now have 2,100. Once these last ships come out at this shipyard, we should be done pretty soon. We're going to be quite a bit over our capacity.
Construction
our economy
completed.
is going to start tanking soon. We're going to go into debt. There it is. We're in debt. Only just. And I'm going to try and win this right here, right now. Meanwhile, our construction ships can keep claiming new territories for us and doing things. Oh, sorry. Do I have 2 construction ships here? No, I don't. They're just waiting. Oh, no, I definitely
System
do.
survey concluded.
You can build that. Are you building a starbase here? Ooh, whoa. Build that. Build that. You build that. You go that way. Yeah, okay,
Construction
that's good. All right,
completed.
there you go. We got our fleets. Let's go back on in. Let's get this planetary invasion going. Let's see how the armies work. And we've spent many years here. Oh my god, what on earth? High war exhaustion. Okay, we can be forced to make peace in 2 years now that we've reached high war exhaustion. They do not have high war exhaustion. I've got to get this invasion underway. Meanwhile, an archaeological site in our empire has been fully excavated. Evading hostile fleet. Broken gods. And what has happened? A snarling, hissing fiend has appeared out of the void. With one swipe of her giant talons, she snatched the archaeology shuttle carrying the excavation team and the rubricator back to the UNS Tereshkova, bending it open and prying the rubricator from within. It seems we have finally had the displeasure of meeting the hoarding rat's assailant. The dragon must have been attracted by their countless treasures and made her nest within the royal palace, feasting upon their bodies. Perhaps she was on the prowl or observed from afar as we excavated the ruins, waiting for the right moment to strike. She appears to be growling something in our general direction. So translate her animal noises or engage evasive maneuvers. Let's try and translate. It looks like she's just killed us. Now, we have a colony there, though. We have people living here. And there's a dragon in the area. The rats went squeak, squeak, squeak. Then their bones went crunch, crunch, crunch. Now it's your turn to tickle the inside of Shard's belly. Yes, you have been naughty, little ones. The rubricator belongs to Shard. Okay, give it back or please don't hurt us. Please don't hurt us. But Shard has never eaten any of your kind before. Shard wants to know what it's like to gnaw upon your stomachs. Are they tender? Come here, do not be shy. Let a good old Shard have a look. The dragon squints and exposes her fangs, sizing up the ship's crew, then recoils in disgust. Why, you look like a stomachache and a hail. Sorry, and a what? You look like a stomachache and a half. Jesus, I can hardly read that. The text was so small and I was leaning back so much. No, thank you, but if you ever have the audacity to return Shard, we'll pick her teeth with your bones. Yes, you will. Now leave before I get hungry. So, we have a pretty curious situation now where there is a neutral Grand Dragon fleet flying in space here over some of our colonists on the world. So I don't know how we can support them. I don't know whether this dragon will defend us or what. I got no idea. But there you go. That's the end of an archaeology project. And it was not beneficial to us, it seems. I mean, we can kind of go there. If we fly into that system, will it attack? I mean, it's not attacking our star base, and our civilians are still working there. Maybe it just doesn't want the scientists to return. I'm not sure. It's kind of scary. Right, let's have a look at our fleets. We've got 24 months to get the hell out of here. We've got someone coming in late as well. Who are you? I thought we'd finished building. No, we hadn't. There's still some more of these guys. Well, look, they can be back up in a second. We gotta go. We gotta get this going. 2 years. It's the year 2030, and we're at war with the Crystal Elder Dragon. Not good. So yeah, our science ship was missing in action, but is now no longer missing in action. Ooh. So we've reappeared there, and we're not being attacked. That's fine. What I'm gonna do is send this science ship to assist research at Earth. So we'll just be here in orbit, and we'll just scan and help them with whatever jobs they're doing. As you can see, planetary production. We do have these research labs, 2 of them, and they're giving us 45 physics, 45 society, 45 engineering. They're very good, and well, we can boost them by helping them out with the science ship. And I'm doing that just because this is going to be a whole complicated mess of stuff going on while we're at war. And I would rather, you know, just get a bit of value out of the ship in the meantime. Uh-oh. Incoming transmission. A thunderous rumble erupts from the dragon's belly. Suddenly her wings are wrapped around the ship, her steamy breath fogging up the windshield as she peers inside, a maniacal glint in her eyes. How did she get so close and so fast? And is she smiling? Why, you whet my appetite, little ones. She purrs softly, then lunges at it with all her might, her fangs exposed. Battle stations? What? Well, hold on. I can't even get off of the thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's giving me like a billion pop-ups. Well, this is some new stuff. Oh, no, it's not giving me a billion pop-ups. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. I just guess I hadn't turned it off. So it says battle stations, and I think it was going to attack my science ship here. Yeah, my science ship just got a huge chunk bitten out of it. Look, it's almost dead. I guess it's leaving us alone, though, for now. I feel like it was going to attack me. To be honest with you guys, I've done this once before, this rubricator thing, but, like, very offhandedly and not really focused on it. And I think the dragon attacked me on that one. This time it seems friendly, so that's good. All right, what we got? It's at 1,900, so it hasn't fully repaired yet. What else have we got? There is a fleet of corvettes that looks rather grotesque. I'm going to bait them into attack away from the system, if I can again, by threatening their planets. And I mean, I only kind of threaten their planets. I can't do much without getting the starbase. Here you go, look, they're coming, they're coming. So we'll go for round 2 here. They mostly just have transport fleets, which is good for me because transport fleets aren't going to do crap.
Evasive maneuvers.
Okay, so we're evading a hostile fleet. Did it? Okay, here you go. It went hostile now. It's decided to attack now. Oh my god, we're in 2 conflicts at once! Is it going to eat my orbital station? I think it might. Okay, wait. We gotta focus it over here. I think we'll win this. Concluded. We got a nice diversified weapon base. Should be pretty good. Okay, we've researched the artificial moral codes. Let's learn about planetary capitals next. Robust frameworks for local governance created on a per-case basis to meet each colony's needs. So just don't go too close to the base yet, guys. Do not go too close to that base. All right, they've just all fled. Now we can go to the base. We have almost 2,000 fleet strength in just one of our fleets here. I'm actually way stronger than I thought I was.
Engaging hostile station.
Okay. So I'm getting another warning now. Is that you doing this? It seems to be. I would not want to be on that research station. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. Now, are you done over at the shipyard? I think you are. We get one more destroyer. Okay, now you guys are going to go join the front lines. Reinforcements. You're going to reinforce this slightly weaker fleet. Okay, round 2 against the starbase, which is defending itself quite comfortably. You can see its shields flaring up. But you can see that we're getting through its hull here. The hull is the orange health bar on top. and then the green health bar below. Sorry, the armor is the orange health bar on top, and the green one below is its health. So its health is now going down its hull points. You can see it's got 9,000, and we're killing it. We're also destroying its weapons, so it's getting weaker. It's down to 540 strength right now. So we can take this out. And with this done, we can go straight over to those planets, invade them, and take the territory for ourselves. Also, when we break this, the brand's war exhaustion should go well up. Should be pretty good. There you go. Okay, so now that it's been destroyed, we can occupy it. We haven't broken it. We've occupied it, and we've taken all of the civilian stations here have flipped to our control. Okay. We've managed to, we can force them to give us their goods because we control the thing that controls this whole system. Right, so, and they tried to attack us and they failed miserably. We can destroy their construction ships. We can destroy whatever we like. While we're here, what I like to do is take their stations. Since the war's going to end soon anyway, I'm just going to dismantle them all. I don't even have to fight them. Now that we've got the starbase, I can dismantle whatever they've got and they'll have to rebuild. And that will waste their time later, so I can deal with that. Meanwhile, we can now land our armies. So let's get our transport fleet moving over. We want to look at the planets, though. The planets have the 19th branded in defense. Now, the brand, I think, are very strong, by the way. So if you have a look, each of the armies has its own like military strength, kind of like our navies. So they got about 90 strength. The whole garrison in general has 250. And what we'd like to do here is assess our strength, which is about 250 as well with the general. So this place has 250, this place has 187. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invade the Prophet's Fall. We're going to land our armies straight away. We're not going to bombard and soften them up. What we'll do instead is we will bombard the Dragon Rock domains first. Oh god, did they make a peace offer with us? The peace offer, oh god, they did make a peace offer with us and I missed it. I don't know when they made a peace offer. I'm guessing that they just wanted to say, let's leave it, guys. Let's leave it. But I don't want to leave it. I want this star system. So we get another technology. What was that one? That's the improved deflectors. That's good. Let's get disruptors next. I'll talk to you guys about that. And we're going to start an invasion at the very start of the next part. Thanks, guys. Let's see if we can get there before we're forced to leave this war because we're just so exhausted by it. And if we can get down, get our armies on there, we'll have a fight on the surface. And we can take over these branded. Let's see what we got.